I've done it! I finally got myself a Shark vacuum cleaner. Oh, it's amazing. It's powerful, light, easy to use, possibly. Because I do not know if it works or not. It is as found from Autovac, the vacuum cleaner repair shop. So, who knows? We have a cable to try and fit and see what was wrong with this Shark. Let's do this. Hello my vacuum cleaner chums, how are you today? Yes, actually it's not my first, is it? Because I had the Shark NV380, whatever it was. But this is my first Shark from the current generation, when they rebranded themselves into trying to be an actual viable vacuum cleaner company. And I only really know what I know about Sharks from watching Ibasiak, who seems to have a bit of a shark fetish. And obviously has lots of them, but he has brand new ones. This is very much not brand new, and I don't have any experience at all. I've always thought of them as a little bit of a fad, a little bit dubious of them, because they're just too new to really know. And now we have one that it could have an actual fault. It might not. There must be some reason that the cable's been cut off. We're going to have a look, but what have we? Well, we have a Shark Rotator. 3 vacuums in one. Now I know this is the lift away. It should come with a little caddy. I don't have a little caddy. I also don't have any tools. Literally what we see is what we get. Oh dear. Somebody's told me about that. That could be interesting, because you can't buy parts from Shark. Let's see, and we'll start with the top, which you can't quite see. The wand. Now, I don't know how old this will be. I don't think you can date them from this. You can. Date code 2714. This Shark NV380UK. So 2014. This is 4 years old. Happy 4th birthday, and it seems to have had a hard life. At 14 years of age. Gosh, I'm warm. Still very hot in the UK. So we have what I presume is the extension wand, which is wearing well after 4 years of... we're going to say this has had average use for now, unless we find out otherwise. So we had the wand, we had the hose with its built-in, this is quite hard to turn, suction relief control valve. It's not too bad, it's quite a long stretch hose. The hose should come out of here. Squeeze tabs to remove nozzle, and there we go. It isn't upside down, I had noticed. That tab there should actually line up here and go in this way round, so it does fully clip in. It's a little bit loose in there. I don't know if it's just worn, but with that in there, look, if I wiggle it, you can see it. Probably can't see it on camera. Just wiggling around in there. So we'll pop those out of the way. And we may as well take off the Cyclone and reveal the incredibly well maintained filter. Now this is something that I have heard a lot about with Sharks. Their filtration is not the best. And granted, this has not been well maintained at all. Do not get me wrong on that account. This has probably not seen a filter change in 4 years, I would imagine, but that is utterly caked, as is the little sponge filter underneath. That is utterly trashed, as is the motor housing underneath. So again, I imagine you're supposed to clean this again every month. You're supposed to do this, and I don't think that's been done every year, so I shall give that its credit for there. There seems to be 2 sort of hanging hook things. I presume so when it's in lift away mode you can strap it to your sweaty horrible body in the summer and clean away. We have the bottom bin flap. Try not to get too dirty with this. And we have the top bin flap with a metal shroud that seems to be going a bit rusty. It seems to be wiping off okay. I'm hoping I can get a bit closer to it. to scrub it out. So we have the bin, which I'm actually going to put back on to stop that filter going everywhere. Let's push the lift away button and lift it off. Underneath isn't too bad. Obviously that must be where it clips onto its little caddy thing. We have the, I'm going to do it on the floor, filter release. I've had this off before, why is it not coming off now? That's why it's been taped on. It's under there. Which seems to have been taped on, I'm hoping not for nefarious reasons. God, that's annoyingly sticky. So there's that. Oh look, you can unscrew the little cover. That's presumably so they can rebadge these machines as different things. Now that's utterly plastered in dust, especially when you look in there. But that doesn't smell like fire, which is always a good thing with an unknown vacuum cleaner. And that brings us on to the floor power head nozzle thing. What did I say like that? Which is here. Now I'm hoping actually that hose is why it was scrapped and that the actual machine works okay. Because apart from being absolutely disgusting, it's not too bad. I mean, if we pop these tabs off here, one of which is already in the unlocked position, that bodes well. We can see that it is holding on mightily to its cask of crap. There. Pop that back on for now. Clip, clip. Oh, you weren't in your unlocked position. Well, why just in your there? Why is this not going back on? Well, that's not flimsy at all. Come on. That's not going on. What for that? It's probably the amount of filth holding it out. That definitely goes on the front. Ah, no. Oh, that'll do. We don't know if it works yet. Let's not go too nuts on getting it all up and running because we need to have this cable out. And I don't know how to do that. However, I can see some screws, so let's take those out and see what we find. Okay, so to accompany us with the delightful drilling going on in the background, let's see what hides behind this plate. And see how easy Euroshark made it to replace the cable, which needs doing from time to time. Ah, that's not moving already. Oh gosh, any more screws anywhere? No. Maybe the switches pop up. And I can be a little bit... Ah, there we go. Ah, there are more screws, so we'll pop the power switch up. And I'm going to pop the brush roll switch up as well, just in case. No, I'm not. Ooh, that met me with resistance. Let's try the lift away switch. Yes, so we have a screw under the lift away switch and a screw under the power switch. Oh, it's moving. Is there really one under the brush roll switch as well? Oh, there's the brush roll switch isn't really coming up. I don't want to completely trash it at this early stage. It's moving. What's it caught on? Let me find a slightly thinner screwdriver, see if we can just poke this out a little bit. I don't know if... I don't know what anything does. I really haven't got a clue. I know nothing. I'd imagine this bit pops off, then that bit pops out. Now you're all... there must be something underneath this brush roll switch then. I don't want to go yabbing at it. Oh god. Crap. Well, we have broken it, although not horrifically actually, because I have snapped off the screw post for that. That switch is actually screwed in from underneath and doesn't actually help us at all because I can't see a switch. Fiddlestick. How the heck does this come off then? What is going on? That bit is lifting. It's on the back it's not happy with, but it's such thin plastic. I don't want to go snapping it before, because if it works I could probably sell it. But I don't want to go too crazy too quickly. Let's lift up this. We'll take its little spring out. Ah! There's the screw look underneath these. Ha ha! That's why you must never go. So we've only broken it once so far. That's not bad. Cope with that because that would go on quite nicely. There we are. Aha! Right. Now we're getting somewhere. So with that off, you sneaky foreign people. There's another screw in here for the front panel. Ooh, and lots of LEDs. You can't see anything. And lots of LEDs, look. They sit underneath the two switches. Not quite sure why, because they're not see-through switches. But, crikey, these are going to come out as well. Ah, there is a screw for the LEDs, which I cannot get to with that screw. Hold on. This is very user serviceable. I'm very impressed. No, wait, no, it's not user serviceable. God. Right. Because I've got a feeling this won't come up any further. Is there another screw under here? No. So what is stopping that from coming out? Ugh, there's nothing under there. Does this bit pop up? Don't tell me that whole panel there is trying to lift with all of this. Oh gosh, God, it's too hot for this. Do we have a screw under here? No. Is there a screw under all of this crap? Yes. Right, let's take these 4 screws out. Luckily they're all the same size, so I don't have to actually care at the minute. I just want to lob a cable on it. See if it's worth pursuing or not, if I just need to chuck it in a skip. Still nothing though. No, hang on. Hang on. I think I know what I've done. There's my little screwdriver. Poke. No. Bugger, I was hoping for a nice hidden screw under that. What is going on here? Oh, goodness. Well, with those out, there are 2 more screws. Holy moly. Their service manual must be huge. If it works, I shall do a rebuild thread, so people can see what needs to be done. Oh, I'm still not moving. Why are you not moving? Why do you hate me? What's it called? There is another screw, but I cannot get to it. What the heck needs to come off this thing? Just the whole thing you have to come up. I don't, surely. need to remove this screw in the bottom here. I do. Oh gosh. No. Oh, I don't understand it. The only other screws I can see are holding this bottom bit on. I'll be honest, I'm not going into all that on this video. That is coming there. I just want to replace the cable. Ah! I can see the screw, it's in there. Oh, goodness me. Really? This is all going in a box. Still all the same screws though, so that's a thing, I suppose. Oh God, I'm so hot. I need to bring a fan with me, I think. This is very in depth. I wasn't expecting this. I'm going to have to carry this on tomorrow, I think. Oh no, you're not coming off either. Yes you are. Yes you snap. Ah. It will come out, dead or alive. There's another screw at the top. Oh goodness. I don't like this already. Sorry everybody who loves shark, I don't like it. I don't like it. Ah, there we go. Ah, God. Well, that's clean, isn't it? What are we missing? Right, they come off. I don't know if it's the cable. It is the wiring. Oh. Really? So you're telling me that I've got to pull all of this out? You do! Oh, wow. That is terrible. Right. Oh God. Here we go. It's done. I need to change my shirt before I go back to the office. You can still see that, can't you? Alright, so now looks like we need to remove this bracket here. Oh, I don't even care anymore. This is better work. Ah, and with that right, now we are getting somewhere. Now we can remove the cable clamp. Whoever cut this cable off, I hate you. Bloody health and safety. What have we got? Well, we have the live cable running off up to the switch, and we have the neutral cable go right the way down here into there. Now I need to crimp a new cable on, because I'm sure as flipping hell not going through fitting it properly until I know it works. So my current plan is I'm going to stop filming this for now because it's getting too intense. I've got to strip this right back so I have enough length of neutral to get down to the gappy bit down there, and the live there is enough space to fit a butt crimp in there. Back in a minute. Right. I have my crimped cable. The next problem I found is that the flipping cable exit guide is part of the cable, I think. I'll try and have a go at getting it out, but at the minute I just can't be bothered. So I'm going to bodge this for now, because it could be done properly another day. I just need to see if it works. Now I've got to feed the neutral cable down this cable chase until it pops out of the bottom, like so, because I have cut this here, because again I just cannot be bothered to get all of the cables apart and done just for it to not work because it's got some other massive issue wrong with it. Oh, so they pop those in there. I just need to do this down here because there's just no room up at the top. This is terrible. This is Chinese rubbish, I'm going to be honest, at its finest. Sorry Shark, if you're watching this, I imagine your media people probably are. How do you change a cable yourself? Can you? Well, you probably can't, I'll be honest, because it's probably not user serviceable, let's agree on that. But people do want to try. There'll be people watching this video who have out of warranty machines that have a cut cable or something. Yeah, cables get damaged. It's a fact of life. Sadly, I've damaged cables before. But yeah, you want to be able to replace it, or obviously they could have taken it into a vacuum repair shop. Maybe this is why this was sat at Autovac. It came in and they had a go at doing the cable and just went no, and that's it. It's scrap. It's that's the one, uneconomical to repair, I think is the reason. Right, this has got to all be bunched back up into this cable chase, because I imagine the tolerances on this are so tight. In fact they are, because I've not done that enough. Oh god. This isn't fiddly. There we go. And they've all got to come, no, in. No more Mr. Happy. Just get in your slot. Poke. It's all just falling apart everywhere. Right, will you go into where you need to go? Where do you need to go? Nobody knows. Yes, you will. This PCB. Oh, I haven't got enough length on the flipping cables. Oh man. I can't pull them because they're all wrapped around a cable chase. So this PCB needs to slot into a slot. Right, we'll put you in first. We'll do it this way. We'll do the top end first. So you are all where you all need to be. That butt crimp is well in the way there, so I don't think the housing is going to go back on properly. I should have got a spade, but I don't actually have my spade connected on me. I just bought the butt crimps because I thought, oh, it'll be fine, I'll just crimp the cable on. I really regret now actually to start this video. If I'd have known that that cable sheath was moulded onto the cable, I'd have just cut that off and just butt crimp this wire straight onto that, and we would have known probably about 20 minutes ago if this was actually worth doing or not. Right, all these cables then, you can't see this, and I'll be honest, you're not missing much. This is horrible. Just amuse yourselves for a second. I don't even know if this is right. I don't know anything. Which way does that go on? This is that, is it? No. This is this way. See, I think that should cover up all the cables. Done. Enough. Let's just untrap the white. I just put some screws back in. Holy moly. Oof. Oof. This is up there, man. This is worse than doing a cable change on a Vax, which has it all at the bottom of the machine, so you have to strip the entire machine apart, but there is just one cable to move about. This is worse than that. Right. Now I can put the clamp back on for the cable. Okay. If I do it the right way round, there we go. I don't care anymore. Then this whole thing, which is now blatantly not going to go in, but I've given up caring. As long as it just goes in enough, that's all I care about now. We'll worry about if it all needs to come back apart, that's when we'll care about it. And I could probably just leave it like this. I want to get a little bit together. Oh my goodness, what is going on? Now I'm getting caught up. Here. You're all coming out, you little sods. Get back in. Well, I've learnt what not to accept from when I do my little vacuum repair work. I'm not doing any sharks. If you run your own little vacuum repair shop, as I know many of my followers do, we all chat together, you see, just say no. Ooh, right, you are now, done. Oh my goodness. Just get in there. Oh, the motor's falling out now. I need to put some screws back in quick sharp before it all falls out again. I've got to change my shirt. The person that commented on one of my videos a while ago that I was a sweaty, horrible person, you are 100% correct. Oh, it's too hot for doing this. Right, so that is all now in. We need to put those, that is roughly in place. The lift away bit is roughly in place. So, oh, why are you not working now? Do you go over or under? Ow! It bit me. That's holding it together enough. I'm way past caring if this is back together. If it does work, obviously it's going to get a full refurb. Because I think the world needs to know how bad a simple job such as cable. Shark are going to be like, G-Tech and hate me. Oh, I'm sorry, but if you built an easy to maintain cleaner, nobody would hate you at all. I mean, you've all seen my thread on how to change a shark cog, and I'll be honest, that's quite simple compared to this. That wasn't too bad. It was fiddly, but you know, it was quite structured, which is good because it was a terrible part that fails regularly, that they have now fixed, I think, on the later models. It's now a metal cog, which is good. You learn. And it's a shame you have to learn through probably getting horrific amounts of returns, but you know, you learn. Oh, well, there's the motor. Little sod, go away. No. I'm going to have to put this bottom end back together now, just because that's just going to keep on coming. So all of these seem to just stuff into here, the void at the back of the motor, like so. This is where I find out that I put that crimp in the wrong place. No, I think, yeah, I have, God's sake, I don't care anymore. The problem is this bottom part has to go on, otherwise the motor is just going to jump about. And it might be alright. I mean, I can't get any more slack out. So if it's not, it's not, really. Don't care. Oh, in fact, that crimp is in almost the right position for the flat bit of the... Oh, I don't know. Right, so don't crimp your cables. You must actually replace the whole cable, because this is now probably not going to fully fit on. But as long as it fits on enough that the motor is held securely, I'm happy, because will replace the cable properly, so obviously the whole run is okay. So yeah, don't bodge the cable like I just have, because it's not a happy bunny at all. So there better be much suction now. I don't know if it's going to clamp enough to give us any, to seal up the motor. I don't know where the airflow path is on this actually. Oh, hang on, no, we might be alright. I don't know what it's bending internally to work, but that has actually clamped itself down nicely. So that, my friends, will do. God. And there was one in here, wasn't there? This is going to be one. This is probably going to be a double screw card machine. I can sense it. The cheap ones always are, because they can't put as much research and development into making the parts fit nicely. It's just a myriad of screwed on bits, because it's cheaper to build lots of little tiny bits and pieces than it is to mould bigger pieces. That's why VACs do it, because VACs just rebadge American machines, and from what I've read, cheap American machines at that. They are screw card hell. There we go, there's lots more. This is plaster dust, isn't it? Why do people insist on using bagless vacuums for plaster dust? Do not know. It ruins every flipping complaint people ever have about bagless vacuum cleaners, because obviously you just should not use them for plaster dust. The plaster dust is lighter than the dirt they are designed to keep down, so it just makes them look rubbish. Quite frankly, it's an embarrassment. So people like me cannot actually accurately say that it's good or not at this stage, because you just don't know. You need to refurbish it. And the problem is, once I've refurbished them, I don't want to get so dirty. It takes me a whole flipping month to clean it back up again. Right. So we'll put this little back bit in, just because I don't want to lose any of the bits. We have an on-off switch which goes here, like so. I now don't know if it's on or off. We have the brush roll on-off switch, which is broken, but will, yeah, that's I've broken that. I don't, oh, have I broken the lift away socket? Yes. No, right, it's not popping up as much as it did, but for now that is not top of our concerns, and I only have 3 screws left over, so that is not bad. We shall keep those just in case I obviously find out what they're for, and I shall put the brush roll on off switch actually down here for now, because we might need that in a second. Oh no, wait, we'll put the filters back in. Put the filter back on. And there we go, one badly fitted cable. Right, let's go see if this was all worth it or not. Right, we are outside. I do not know if it's on or off. I need to go off camera once I've untangled this cable, because I need all of the slack, because I'm quite far away from the plug. We'll see if it turns on. If it doesn't, we'll come back, check the switch, and if it's not that, then it's something else. Well, that's not a happy chappy, is it? Ooh. Don't know which part of it's not happy either. Let's zoom in a little bit. This is why I do this outside. On there, and we'll see what happens. I still can't smell motor though, so let's lift it away, because it could be this. Doesn't feel hot though, so we now just have the suction unit. Do it there so you can see. In fact, you don't need to be that close. So it's something motor related. Well, let's have the motor out and see what is wrong with it. Let's see what was causing all that kerfuffle then. Because I've got the bottom back off. Oh, ow, if I don't lean on the cable. Let's have a look at the tiny little motor. Teeny tiny little motor. There is some sound deadening. We have the top rubber seal. It doesn't seem that bad actually. The armature isn't really what I would call knackered. Problem is I can't take the flipping cables off without chopping them, because they're all crimped in to these massive crimps. So we haven't really got anything to lose, have we? Oh, that's a lot easier to hold. Trying to dust it off a little bit, but I don't appear to. Ah, there I do. We can see what we're looking at now. There is a top rubber mount. Get all the dust off of it so we can have a little look at what we have got. This is a little tiny motor. It is an SMG. Yeah, KL, that's the motor reference number. We'll pop that there. Yeah, it all seems to spin okay. The armature is black as anything. There is a little bit of grindiness coming from it. Let's see if we can take the fan case off and see what we can see. It's coming. This is just little tiny prizes. Oh, there we go. That's about to fall off now any second. There we go. Again, nothing untoward in there. Let's see how much further it comes apart. Just put some protective cardboard down. Oh, just so I don't make a mess of the floor by accident. We're going to have to use the trusty grips again like we did for... Oh, no, we can't. Oh, I don't think I'm going to be able to do this. Simply because I do not have the right tools on me. These aren't going to be much use, I don't think. Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. No, that has cracked it off. Lovely. Good old incorrect tool for the job, as usual. So we have one fan case nut and a washer and the fan. There is another spacer washer. There's usually a washer that just packs out the fan case. Now we have two torque screws. So if I rootle around in my toolbox, I should have an appropriate sized driver. There you go. Movie Rippy screwdriver. Not quite, there we go. So there is the inside of that. Then we have a quite dry sounding bearing that sits underneath this rubber spacer. I'm going to have to take the carbon brushes out so they don't go ping. Ooh, they are, yeah, they're starting on their merry road to being burnt out. I think this is a dead motor. No question about that. Well, they're only on the very top edge, which is a little bit surprising. Now we can just about remove that. Well, I can't really get at it. Again, the armature isn't too bad. The coil, the commutator, is alright really. I mean, that's not terrible. I've seen worse. That bearing is quite trashed, I'll be honest, but again, it shouldn't be too terrible. Let's just pop that back on there. It is a little bit perplexing. Let's try our furniture polish bodge that we did on the Hoover upright, just to see if, just to shut that up a little bit. Pop the rubber cap back on. Yeah, that's much smoother now. Yeah, I don't quite know what to say, because it seems okay, as far as it can be for what looks to be a very cheap, horrible little motor. Just do these back up. That's spinning. Put a little bit in this top area. At least it will smell nice when we go to use it. Just pop that down there. There we go. I mean, we'll turn the carbon brush around, see if rolling on its other axis helps. Maybe, you never know. Out of the way. Silly spring. My hands are all slippery now. There we go. In you go. We'll pop the spacer back on. Bottom washer. The fan washer, and try and do this nut back up. If I can get it on. Let's see if I can use the two indents that I made just to nip it up a bit. There we go. Well, it's no less or more dead, I'll be honest. It is Schrodinger's motor. Neither dead or alive at the minute. Let's just squeeze that back on there. Yeah. To all intents and purposes, I'll be honest, it can't be any worse, can it? Let's refit it and see what happens. So, are we ready to give it a test? No, it's dead, Jim. Well, I think we can safely say, boys and girls, that we have given this thing every possible chance at life it could have. Shark do not sell spare parts for it at all. And from what I have read, they are pretty rubbish at honouring their warranty as well. So this is dead. Completely and utterly dead. But what to do with it? I mean, I could just stick it in the bin. But that seems a little bit boring. I wonder what I could really do to show what I really think of this. I've had a think and I've got the perfect idea. Well, that was satisfying. Not enjoyable, but satisfying. Silly little thing. Well, they did quite well. I hit it 3 times in the end. My tame cameraman had the wrong angle the first time. Then said, oh, could we do it again? Because I don't think I caught it the first time that you seen. Because I thought that was quite cool. And then we did it again. And literally the only thing to break was the latch that holds the hose on. Which is pretty reasonable, I'll be honest. I hit it at about 30 miles an hour all the times. Yeah, apart from just being a bit more scuffed up now, it has survived very well. So top marks to Shark for being hit by a car. Not top marks though for general repairness, longevity and parts availability. I mean, I would like one. I would love to have one to use that works, and I shall keep that in the back of my mind. However, this particular example is going in the bin. I'm not going to faff around trying to find a motor because you can't. Not going to faff around trying to find the internal hose because at the minute you can't, but rumours have been circulating that you may be able to soon. And yeah, unfortunately for this Shark Rotator NV380UK, a few people we've been conversing, it is an NV380UK. This is Steve Jones, the wealth of shark information that he is. Yes, its time is up. It's worth a try. We have failed, I'm afraid, but one cannot say we didn't give it a flipping good go. So thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you will not see me hit any more vacuum cleaners with my car. It's not something I intend to do very often. This was just a bit of an exception to the rule. So, thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you soon. Bye bye.